Today I fucked up, forgetting that to Americans the F word rarely means sexual intercourse in general usage. Update see below. Background, I'm an American living in Germany. Obligatory this didn't happen today, but a few weeks ago. I've finally made a close friend here, a neighbor, and she is my conversation partner. I help her English, she helps my German. She and my wife are close friends too. A little background, I joke around a lot and am always messing with PPA, etc. She knows this. So, over the last year we've seen each other more often due to Corona and we're able to talk more and I'm getting more comfortable being myself. A couple of weeks ago I said something to her in a joking manner and she took it seriously. My expectation, I followed up with, "I'm just fucking with you." She gives me another look, a little concerned. So I said, "I'm just joking." I leave it be, think nothing of it. A week later we're talking again and she asked, "What do you mean you were fucking with me? Like in your dreams?" It's at this point I realized that when Americans use the word fuck or its variants, it rarely means sexual intercourse. To Germans, it always means sexual intercourse in all of its variants. I was a bit embarrassed, as was she. But once I explained it, a light bulb went on over her head and Netflix started making more sense to her. So she's been practicing the proper use of the F word since, with me as her coach. What else am I going to do? The other day she wrote to me, "I like fucking you." As much as that would be nice, I had to correct her to "I fucking like you." I told her she's not ready to use the word in the wild yet. Too long didn't read. I forgot that when Americans use the word fuck or its variants, it rarely means sexual intercourse. Embarrassment ensues and good cultural exchange. Update: not all Germans have the same level of understanding of idiomatic English. My neighbor is trying to improve her English and in the past year it has progressed far further than my German has. That said, she grew up in the 70s and 80s and learned English in gymnasium and didn't really use it except in passing for 20 years. My wife fully understands how she could have had this misunderstanding, as she, herself, had a hard time when she first moved to the USA in the 1990s understanding how fuck was being used to modify everything. My neighbor is not stupid, so I don't appreciate that. The reason she wrote what she wrote in the text is because we were joking around and she was trying to use a variant of fuck in a sentence. Also, to all of the Germans out there taking offense, stop. Part of storytelling is to take the truth and make it more interesting, so saying things like "to Germans it always means" is a literary device to make the point pop and set the stage for what's to come next. All stories have embellishments, this one too, but it's not all that embellished. I was an English teacher in multiple countries before the pandemic and I can tell you the most popular end of term lesson I ever ran was the grammar of fuck. The forms, usage and glory of this little Swiss Army swear word. There is a great little book on it as well that I'll try and find if I can. I may have left it in Spain though, so I might not have it. The other day she wrote to me, "I like fucking you." As much as that would be nice, I had to correct her to "I fucking like you." Are you sure she didn't mean "I like fucking with you"? This is definitely what she meant. This is just a long-winded alibi, isn't it? My man is trying everything to save the marriage. Can't wait to hear about the shitstorm which follows when your wife finds the "I love fucking you" note. Lol. I told my wife. She's German too but had spent 20 years in the USA. She laughed and made fun of our friend as well. Today I fucked up by setting off an alarm with smells from my body. Today I fucked up while sleeping in my camper van. I had eaten a burrito or two and was dropping some absolute bombs before falling asleep. I only have about 8 hours between shifts, so getting as much sleep as I can in there is pretty important. Around 1 AM I was woken by the CO/propane monitor beeping loudly, which is something that is scary as hell if you've ever read about CO poisoning. Well, it had a propane indicator which for the life of me I couldn't figure out. I had taken the propane system out last week. I was crouched and had silenced the alarm when my body expelled another big wave of leftover burrito fume, and as it hit the monitor it started screaming for me to please God stop with the torture. Realizing my problem, I cracked the windows and turned the fan on, only to have it go 2 or 3 more times across the night, waking me and ruining my sleep for the night. I had a horrible smelly zombie day today, and it was all due to my ass. Too long didn't read. I farted all night, which set off the propane alarm and kept me from sleeping. Update: thank you all for your bow today. I fucked up stories. You should all be proud. I was working out on the road somewhere in Western PA. We hit a bar for dinner after work, and they had hard-boiled eggs in a hot sauce brine sitting on the bar, the same way you see red beet eggs or pickled eggs. They tasted amazing, however the smell woke me up from a dead sleep. I've never before been woken up by my own smelly farts. Brutal. Honestly, I'm more impressed you had the balls to eat pickled bar eggs. I used to work at a convenience store, and sometimes I would have the worst farts that would last all day. So my only strategy was to drop a fart and walk away from ground zero as quickly as possible. On this one particular day it led to me crop dusting the entire store, so much so that my boss called in someone to see if we had a gas leak. I never told him the truth. When I used to work in the oil industry in northern Alberta, I was on a site where we had to wear H2S monitors on our person while working. The camp food was so rotten on all of our insides that you could hear the alarm randomly go off throughout the day due to the brutal ass gas that would be trapped in our coveralls and seep out our neckline. I was staying at the Hostel International in NYC one time. My wife and I went out to eat at some place one evening, and I had a dish that was at least half garlic. Unfortunately, whenever I eat garlic, it absolutely turns my insides upside down. But it just sounded so good, and hey, when in Rome, right? Afterwards, my wife and I returned to the room in case I got an attack of the shits. Commence the garlic death farts. Smells like 50% garlic, 50% overused porta potty on a hot day at a music festival. After about an hour my poor wife says she is literally getting dizzy from the smell. So I go downstairs to see if the front desk has a little fan we can borrow since the windows don't open. I get back onto our floor, and I shit you not, I could smell my garlic evil as soon as I got off the elevator. Our room was at least 50 to 100 feet and around a corner from there. The closer I got to the room, the worse it got. A door or two down it literally smelled like someone was shitting into a garlic bonfire in our room. My wife doesn't let me eat garlic anymore. We used to go camping a lot as kids, and my dad disappeared. We figured he went to the bathroom. We saw 2 kids probably 13 or 14 years old running out of the bathhouse holding their noses and gagging. That was all the confirmation we needed that he was in there. Today I fucked up by sending a nude to my dentist. Hey, I'm using a second ick because my BF follows me in the main and he will kill me if he knows. So my BF shares name with my dentist. I am a 28F and my dentist 38M. So the other day my dentist asks me in WhatsApp if I will go to the appointment. I say yes. I go, and, making it worse, I said to him that he was looking better and younger. He had COVID in January and he told me he was feeling down due that. Well, then I go home. The night came and I was a little kinky. My BF was sleeping in his home, and I took a nude, completely nude, to surprise my BF when he wakes up. Well, I sent the pic to him with this message: "This is all yours," and I went to sleep. Let's suppose my BF and dentist name is John. I have my BF as John and my dentist as John. Next morning I wake up and I see the answer and my mistake. My dentist told me, "I think that this is not the best way to express your feelings. I am a professional and we cannot do anything beyond the limits." My heart started to race. I was dying of embarrassment, dying. I wrote to him that it was a mistake, explained to him everything, even sent him a screenshot of my BF contact. I'm sure he didn't believe me. I think he thinks I said it was a mistake due the rejection. I had to come back because he had to put Amy a crown. I went and he didn't say a word. I was red. He looked at me as I am a crazy person. not even looked at me once. Now I feel awful. I go to the same dentist since I was 20. I don't want to go to another, but I think he thinks I am a crazy woman who sends nudes to all the men she wants to fuck. Anyway, I have to see him again in 3 months. I don't know what to do. Too long didn't read. I sent my dentist a nude picture of me and now he thinks I am a crazy person. Edit. Well, since this blew up, I'll explain. I don't know how your countries are, but in mine we use WhatsApp for everything: delivery, appointments with doctors, asking questions to professionals, everything. It's the most used app here. We have therapy in WhatsApp too. Now we are in lockdown. He sent me the typical message remembering we have an appointment. This is something completely normal. I told this to explain why I had the conversation in my main chat stab. The name and the age thing. WTF people, where I live we have the fame of being too charismatic with each other, but I didn't know you think calling your doctors by the name it's weird. We all call our DRS by the first name. If it's the first time you see them, no, but if you go a lot of times, yes. It's normal to talk to. We talk with anyone, even on the streets. It's like a cultural thing. So he told me he had COVID and he aged a lot, and I asked how old are you, and he answered it's a normal conversation between two persons. I said that he looked at me weird and then not looking at me at all, because he only looked at me like this, eyes, and then he never looked at me anymore. And the one who asks why I came back, you didn't get a root canal, I see. He took the crown impression and I already paid for that. A lot of money. I was embarrassed, sure, but I paid the half of my salary for that work. I had to come back. I don't think I'll come back in 6 months anyway. Too ashamed for that. No, I don't like my dentist. He is not my type and I don't like older people, sorry. I didn't tell my BF because he'll be jealous. He is like that. I'll tell him later maybe. Sorry, I am an Italian living in South America since I was 5, so English it's my third language. Oh, and the ones telling it's normal using WhatsApp like that in South America. Yes, I am from South America. Stop thinking everyone lives in the US and has your way of living. Can't believe how cold you are. We even say hello to our doctors with a kiss on the cheek, lol. Well, now with COVID we say hello with a fist bump. And the ones saying it's fake, I don't care. This is a throwaway account, so I don't want the karma. Thanks to the people giving advice about my BF situation. So lovely, heart. Lamau. Change the contact from John to Dentist John. Lol, I have several people in my phone with the same name, so I have Coach Benny, and Benny X, Pennywork, etc. Saves me from embarrassing situations. Lol, I have several people in my phone with the same name, so I have Coach Benny, and Benny X, Pennywork, etc. I am now mildly concerned about your username, u/fleshgen. Just show him a photo of your boyfriend nude to prove he exists. But that could be a photo of any nude dude. To prove it's her boyfriend, she has to send a video of them having romantic sex. I have no idea what my dentist's exact age is. The dentist's name is Crentist. Weirdly, the boyfriend's name is that too. Open wide, wider, that's good. He should have responded, I can't fill those cavities for you.